And welcome all to Speakeasy Podcast. I am Daryl.
I'm Phil.
I'm Masara. What's good? What's good?
And we are back with another Wednesday, another podcast. Let's get it. How y'all doing?
Doing good?
Doing great, man. What are we gonna talk about today?
A little tangent. I was thinking, this could be like, how radios back in the day. Well, they would do like radio broadcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
Like legit, we could be like a radio broadcasting thing every single like. Hello, welcome to news in Montreal.
I'd be a terrible news reporter though. I'd stumble on my words, and sometimes I'd say like the wrong word, and
yeah, that comes with practice.
Come out really weird.
That comes with practice though.
Makes perfect.
Like, have you seen like the bloopers of like TV reporters on live TV? It's terrifying.
Like
I've been with reporters that have been like fumbling on the job and like kind of like scared.
Yeah.
Like have you seen Joe Rogan?
Bullets.
Yeah.
Like Joe Rogan back in like the first when UFC first started, he was so shy, bro.
Oh, Rogan didn't start off very like
he was like,
at it, what he does.
No, you could tell he got bullied. Like he was really like shy and like very like introverted as fuck. Now he's like out here, talking about stuff, having mad guests. So
telling everyone his drug history and everything.
I mean, when the guy has like 100, like gets $100 million contract with Spotify, man,
Well, I mean, yeah.
He's a big deal now.
But yeah, he's old, man. So it's, he's built his career. He's built his career. He's been doing that stuff. So
But he's been doing it for years. This is consistency, man. Like if you do something consistently and you do it right and with interest, it grabs the natural attention of viewers. Like, it doesn't matter like what the subject is. Like as long as you keep a positive sort of conversation on a specific topic. They love to see conversation. They like to see debates. They like to see like different points of views and arguments. I feel like if you keep that consistent, it means that you're doing a good thing.
But growing up, what did you guys? Well, speaking of sports and growing up, what were the sports or the activities that you grew up with? Like say, I don't know, basketball, soccer, whatever. And like, how did that affect the way you sort of, I don't know, socialized?
I mean, in high school, we always like to hoop.
Yeah, smooth ass transition, dog. You said that shit.
Very smooth. Butterman, smooth with the transitions, huh?
Yeah, we got Vaseline up in here. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you're switching it to lube, you dirty motherfucker. So basketball was like the thing, man. The sort of like the main sport that I was doing like in high school. It was like I used to play hockey too, street hockey, like both. Actually, both. I played street hockey like in the gymnasium back in high school, and I played ice like on a separate time, like on my free time on the weekend or something. Yeah, it's really fun. What else? I did. I lifted weights as well, like just like early stages of bodybuilding and stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? Other than that, that's pretty much it. How about you, Phil?
I mean, I was pretty good at basketball, believe it or not, and soccer. I was really good at those two, but I didn't do them like consistently. I did them when PE asked us to do it, right?
Okay.
But I was a professional book reader. I was in my corner reading.
The mind is a terrible thing.
If the eyes could flex, Philip would be flexing his eyes right now.
Yeah. My eyes be fast. They go through a page real quick.
The mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Hey man, weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, I was always kind of a fast runner too.
Built like a fucking deer.
I know, man. You're more aerodynamic than most people.
He's aerodynamic as fuck, man. He looks like a cheetah, bro. Long ass legs and he's thin.
I'm not like if a mantis could run, it'd be Philip.
Yikes!
Oh shit! Fast ass mantis though.
But that's mostly it for me, man. I was not like the
sporty kid,
the stereotypical sporty kid. I was the sporty kid when they needed me to be.
I think I was
hidden cape.
Yeah,
when they needed me.
I think I was hitting. I was really active when I was a kid. I'd play pretty much any sport. I'd play basketball, soccer, hockey. I'd swim. I'd play volleyball, dodgeball, all that stuff.
Badminton too was a thing, but later in college though.
You remind me that I did a lot of swimming. I have a couple of rafting medals and swimming medals, but I don't I didn't remember that. Thank
I
you.
used to have a lifeguard license that's expired by now, but like,
Dang.
but
It
I
changes
used
over
to-
years.
Yeah, yeah. I finished junior 1 to junior 10 of swimming classes.
Yeah.
And after that, I took some lifeguard lessons. I took CPR lessons, and
Oh.
next thing you know, the only reason why I didn't like get the job is because I was underage. They couldn't give me the lifeguard spot because I was
Oh.
under 18. So
Mhm.
by the time like I grew up and stuff, it was already expired. I was like, whatever. I'm not gonna do the class again. But it was a very fun experience when I was a kid.
But yeah, I was doing also I was doing a bit of karate as well. So I did a bit of that. But like I think like I really like collective sports, like you know, group activities where you have a whole team behind you. But the thing is, when you were a kid, is like ego is very much a present thing, and so like whenever especially when you play basketball, I had a Filipino basketball league, like legit just, you know, Filipinos, and like if you weren't like like 1/3 Filipino, you couldn't play. So like we'd play, and then
Yeah, man, discriminate much?
hey bro, we have our own fucking league in it. We
It's like, see, bro, only my team, only Arabs.
but yeah, it's exactly that. If you're not
Only
quarter
Arabs
Arab.
on my team. No
Didn't
more
get a lot of
Arabs.
slack.
But yeah, so when we were playing, like a lot of people would have this sort of very egomaniac mentality where they wanted to be MVPs all the time, and it was kind of a turn off because like it was supposed to be a team sport, but then everyone would just get the ball and then just like keep it for themselves, and then when they failed their shot, they would blame everyone else for not being open. They were like, bitch, the fuck, you didn't pass it to me. So
That's a very similar thing to in video games when you know, like it's like a team shooter,
yeah,
but someone just goes for kills.
well yeah, I mean,
And
but
so
that's
the
not
team
different though.
loses.
Because like in COD, for example, if you have a team game, it's good to have one guy just force, you know, on objectives, and then the others just kill everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a little more beneficial having, you
A
know,
bit more, yeah.
but like IRL, it's a lot more difficult because like you only have one ball, you know.
Right. There's only one objective.
If one fucks up, like he gets hammered with comments, and
Yeah, so
he gets like blamed, and so you're like,
You can't snipe the other soccer player.
yeah, exactly. So it's like, you know, when we were playing soccer, you have to tackle your own teammate to get the fucking ball. You know, that's kind of fucked up.
yeah, it's fun.
Oof.
Get out of my way, man.
Like slide
ball.
tackle the motherfucker.
He's
Right.
on your team. No, he's not. Every man
No,
for
he's
himself
not.
in this game.
He was.
But yeah, so
He defected.
you guys play video games as a kid?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Man. Like,
Tons.
just off my mind, like Crash Bandicoot, Super Mario.
I have a question. I have a question. You guys were more Nintendo or like PlayStation, Xbox type characters?
Nintendo as a kid, yeah.
Definitely Nintendo for me as well, because my first gaming console was the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Me too.
Because you remember the Game Boy, like the one that opened up like
Yeah,
this?
the Game Boy
the
Advance.
Your
SP.
flip phone,
That's the
yeah,
SP.
exactly.
That's the SP. That's Game Boy Advance SP, bro. Yeah, you remember the old ones though, the little.
Yeah, the old ones, the old Game Boys that were
Yeah,
look like a PSP. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Man.
yeah,
I
same.
still have my PSP, bro. The first game I got with my PSP, it came with the console. It was like it was Metal Gear Solid.
Ooh, yeah.
It was one of those like really like deep, has a backstory, has like the perfect amount of action, the perfect amount of
Metal Gear is really
like,
good.
oh yeah, Metal Gear Solid was one of my favorites. I still have the cassette like right here.
I
Hold
still
on,
have my
I'm
Game
gonna
Boy right
show
here.
it just
What
for the
was
viewers.
what was the first game you guys played like ever? If you guys remember?
Ever. Ooh.
I think my first game ever was Pokemon.
I think it was Super Mario.
I think it's Pokemon for me.
I still
Maybe
have
it's
like the
Pokemon
cassette.
Ruby.
Look at that.
Ooh.
Jeez.
Metal Gear
You still have it.
I still keep it. I grew up with this stuff, man.
No,
Yeah,
me it was Game Boy. Yeah, it was Game Boy Advance Advance, and it was Ruby. So Pokemon Ruby, that was the first game I ever played. And so like,
Pokemon too, man.
that shit
Yeah.
was
Pokemon was a whole like thing. It was a movement. Like
Sure.
it hit the scene in '96, and the world was never the same. Like
Yeah,
Pokemon was a craze when it
like people would like memorize the Pokemon names. Like
I
it's, like,
knew
their last names
over 500 of them by heart.
by heart. Like you'd show me anyone, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
that's Charmander right there.
Yeah.
But you know, I know a lot of people who had like the original one. Was it 151?
Yeah,
is it 151? Yeah, I think it was the original one, like the first generation ones. Like
Yep,
a lot of people,
151.
a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
people would like remember every single thing, and like they would be like, "Yo, I want to get the Pokédex."
Oh
So
yeah, I
many,
completed the Gen 1 Pokedex.
so I was like,
Collect them all like Ash.
I know some
Catch 'em
people
all.
I know
Yeah,
some people who
catch them all.
collect like all 700 plus now, 800 plus.
Oh, not a lot of people do that.
But you know what? It's like a lot of the new ones are like they're not the same as the older ones. The older ones have had more meaning to it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why.
They had more
Like
charm, maybe,
so,
or they were more
sometimes, yeah,
original. But
yeah, it's more original, and it's like the names are more creative. It's just I'll give you an example, man. Like if a Pokemon would show
Yo,
up looking like a
Clink
fan,
Clank is the most original name ever, man.
I hate
or for example, like Magneto or Magnetite or something like that. Like
Magnetite.
that Pokemon with like the magnets on the side with
Yeah,
one
yeah,
eye in the middle.
Magneton and Magnum.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Like, come
Magnezone.
on, dog. Like,
Magnezone.
I know it's a magnet. Don't
Yo,
call it magneton.
Listen, Ditto. Ditto was my favorite. Was my favorite.
Of course.
I already know what it means,
Ditto.
man. Like, yo, it's like, it's like. I hope people don't notice, but you and I know what it means.
Man. No, but it's I find it quite interesting how like their names kind of mimic like expressions that we'd say in or the sounds they would
Yeah.
make in real life.
Yeah.
Vanillux, Vanillite.
I hate that Pokemon. It's my
a fucking
single most
ice cream
hated.
cone, dog. Like,
Ice
yo,
cream cone. Let's
you
go.
get
Food-based Pokemon should not exist.
Yo,
Burger
guess what?
Mom,
Yo,
like, get out of here.
Was it
Next thing you know, like,
Executor?
What's
Executor?
next? Like a steak Pokemon that's like fighting type?
yeah, its special move is medium rare.
Oh, don't mind if I do.
It's a fire type. It's a fire type.
Don't they
fire-
eat
It's a
Pokemon,
fire.
right?
It's a fire and ground type because it's grass fed.
Ooh, oh, I see.
But right now, do you have any consoles right now? Or you're still your PC? Or is it?
I wish, man.
Oh.
Honestly, tell you what, I will invest in a gaming PC as soon as I get the chance, and I will hop on the latest games on my PC. I don't think I'll be able to purchase a console because like they always like every 4 years they come up with a new one and stuff, and they put new games on it. But with a PC, you don't really need to upgrade that much, man. Like
And
if
it's
you have-
optimized.
yeah, exactly. Like if you have a decent PC with a decent graphics card and a good processor, like you'd run any game on it, it's fine.
Yes.
But with a PC, like you know what I'm saying, like some games don't work on it because it's like the console of the year before or like the generation before, and it doesn't work. I feel like a PC would be a better investment for me. So I think I'll be getting a gaming PC soon.
I'm a big supporter of PC gaming through Steam and
Oh yeah.
all of those other sites. They do a really good job of giving you access to a whole library of things and making you discover a lot
And
of games.
discounts, man. Like
And the discounts are too good to
on
pass up.
discounts, bro. Like you could Left 4 Dead, I paid $3 for it. $3, bro.
I think I paid $5 for Skyrim.
I know.
Yeah, but yeah.
5% off, dog. Like,
Have you beat? I have $9 on Minecraft. All you motherfuckers gonna pay 56,
oh,
59.
That's a steal, bro.
Table,
You got
bitch, let's
you got a
go.
$9?
$9 for Minecraft.
And I've paid for Minecraft many times.
I know.
So-
That's why I said it.
Damn. Yo, Philip got robbed. Daryl just paid $9 for
Ooh.
the game.
But that's
I
what,
sure did.
the thing that I like about consoles. Yeah, granted, every single like a couple of decades you have to change your console, but like there's always like exclusives that really like.
Yeah.
that
Well,
pop
that's
out.
why my personal recommendation is get a PC and get the Nintendo console because Nintendo stuff never go to PC ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's
Although I
true.
do love my PlayStation games and I have a PS4 that I really love.
I still play on the PS3 sometimes. That's how old school I am, man. I'd run Call of Duty Black Ops 1 on that bitch. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn. But you know what I play on that game though? The zombies games, because that never gets old, bro. I always find like the satisfaction of like enjoying a game, even if it's old, but like I still enjoy the games because it's the games I grew up with. Not because that's the only games I have or anything. I could easily like buy PC games. It's just like it brings back memories, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like the good times were like, oh man, who's gonna buy that door? Nobody got enough points to buy that door. But nah, like you decided to buy like a box, bro. But like we're stuck in that room and we all dead.
Well, that's the thing. Like for me, I don't know. For me, I don't like. I can't gravitate towards Nintendo much anymore. Aside from like Pokemon and maybe like I don't know. There's not really many games I really vibed with.
Honestly, I'll tell you, I agree with Daryl. As soon as Wii Sports came out, I kind of switched off Nintendo.
but
I
yeah,
don't know.
like
It was,
even like Zelda, I never really gravitated towards Zelda.
I was gonna talk
what?
about Zelda.
Yeah.
It's my
Are you
favorite
serious?
video game series of all time.
Dude,
I never gravitated towards
Daryl,
Zelda.
you are missing out.
No,
Bro.
You
me was God of
are.
War. Me was God of War, bro. That's just my shit.
Okay, God of War is amazing.
God of War
I'm not
story is just like
But-
it's so
but
like
God of War is like stuff. It's just an angry dude that's like was dipped.
you
in his
never played the
family's-
recent one then. You never played
God
the
of
recent
War
one.
was
Yeah, I did.
okay.
No,
Hot
you
take?
not.
No,
Yeah, I
not
did.
a hot take. Really normal take. God of War was shit before the new one. God of War was very repetitive, terrible characters and story, and then the new one was like top tier. But before
No,
that, God of
yeah.
War was very
Well, yeah,
forgettable.
but the thing
mean,
is that
it wasn't
the
that bad,
gameplay
like-
the gameplay where you
was
played for it
fine.
was really good.
But it was nothing to write home about. It was like the story was garbage.
I know why Phil feels that way is because like most of the earliest God of War games, like God of War 1, 2, 3, it's like very rage. It's just rage, it's just pure
Yeah.
rage. Like there's no like the character only sees red and all he does is kill.
I don't know. The
There's
story,
no complexity to Kratos before that.
there's
new
still
game.
well, yeah, obviously, but I mean,
There's still-
there's still a
there's-
story behind it. If you,
I
if
mean
you see
that's what saves the
There
game.
is a
because
story, but I
there's
think it's not
background.
a good one.
I disagree.
I
I think it's
disagree.
a very, I think it's a very good
disagree.
story. I think
Yeah.
it works. It works well with the lore that it goes with. It's supposed to be dark and gloomy, so like it won't be like, oh look, he
I-
walks around with fucking beautiful rainbows and shit. Like it's
I
more
agree.
like
I agree with Philip on the point that like I think like the game could have had like much higher potential if
yeah, it's very
It's like-
repetitive. Yeah, granted, the
it
first
is.
three.
I'll give that to Phil, but at the same time, the story is known. Like it's like Greek
Yeah.
gods. Like the stories of like Greek. It's like you can't change much about it. So I don't blame the game for not having more variety in the backstory sense.
Mhm.
But I would have appreciated if there was like more to the adventures in the game than it actually was. Like
Yeah.
I feel like there was like too much killing and not much learning what the
I
fuck is
feel
this
like
game about. You know what I'm saying?
Kratos is the worst thing because like in those
It
games, he's
destroyed
a single-
everything.
the story is like fine if he doesn't exist, because in that case it's just Greek mythology. I don't care, but it's not even like deviating from it. It's just the fact that Kratos is such an obnoxious, not interesting character who the three first games he goes through the same arc where he tries to maybe be redeemable, and then he like gets the person that's helping him killed, and then
Yes.
he goes
Well, yeah,
he goes on a murder spree again, and he does it 3 times.
but that's what makes this the recent
why
one
the-
the best.
Exactly.
He was-
The next
because-
one
He
is
was so sick of it.
incredible.
He shoved the sword in his stomach.
No,
He
no,
was
but
so
the thing-
sick of it.
But because you're so like used to having Kratos just be a fucking rageful human being.
Yeah,
When you play the recent one on PS4, it's so good because it's.
I
so
agree.
different.
I agree. The story on the new one is really, really good. And that's the thing.
graphics
I
is
feel like it's almost
beyond.
like a new series.
It is. It
It looks like
well,
a TV show, man. And like
Very good.
the
Yeah.
graphics are evolving so fast. You actually like you're gonna see like the characters in video games. They are so like they look so real to real life.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
they look almost exactly like human beings that you would see in front of you.
Well-
That's how
well-
insane it is.
Well,
Like,
that's why I
it's-
don't like when you make like series, like TV series or films about a game. Like
Mhm.
for example, The Witcher. Like I don't feel
Mhm.
like you really need to make a fucking a series.
Right. You don't need to adapt everything into
Yeah.
everything.
Like,
I agree with that.
like it's already good. It's good as a game. If you want to make something, revamp it or like make a new series like the God of War series where they revamped everything. Well, they revamped all the stuff that wasn't wasn't good about it and then made it better, but
Right.
keep the game aspect of it. So
Right.
the players will still be immersed in it and have more options as opposed to like a TV show where it's scripted, and so you're just
Right.
in one way.
I think that's exactly my argument for the Watchmen movie. It shouldn't exist because it can never beat the comic because it's
Well,
made to be
yeah.
a comic.
I mean that's
The same way God of War is meant to be a game. The Witcher wasn't a game at first, but the game is
yeah.
so good that
It
Well, that's
should
the
have
thing,
been the
'cause-
game rather
yeah.
than the movie or like
But
the
to
TV
be
series.
fair, they should have
Yeah.
remade it into like either a remastered or like a new version of the Witcher, because like you know how it was super advanced for its time, right? The
Yeah.
graphics, the
It's one of the best games I've ever played, bar none.
Well, yeah, like the explorations and all that stuff, the character developments, but like now with all of the new graphics card and all that, it could have made like it could have been
You're right.
really, really, really
They
good.
could have done an XL version or something.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
But I have a question for both of you.
Yeah.
If you get to pick the number one game that you ever played in your life,
Yeah.
and you're stuck playing that game forever, what it would be?
God of War.
3.
God of War.
Are you
PS3.
serious, Daryl?
God of War PS4. You play that shit, bro? There's you play that shit on regular and you play that shit on Give Me God of War. You'll shit your pants. It's so
I
different.
have 3 answers and they're all similar, and they reveal a lot about my taste. But that's
What
all
is it?
right.
Which,
You too, God of War?
the Witcher 3, Zelda, and
Witcher 3, Breath of the Wild, Skyrim.
yeah, he likes
Any of those 3.
explorations.
Yeah.
We would be God of War on PS4, Red Dead Redemption, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
For me, it's all COD.
No, it is good though.
It's all and Black Ops has been consistently good for a long time. And it's I don't know why, it's just Black Ops like 3 wasn't as good as the previous
4
ones.
was, I don't know. Jason may disagree on me,
but
4 is horrible.
4 was pretty bad. It's just like the zombie part was decent, but the rest, it's just the zombie part. It was the most consistent ones. And it's actually my favorite part of like the Call of Duty game is the zombie games. It's my favorite part personally.
I think the only downside for Call of Duty is that if you don't have a social network, you can't like work out with you can only play with yourself.
Yeah.
And when you're playing alone, it's kind of like different. Whereas that's why for me like PS3 like the PS4 for the original games that have like world building around them.
Yeah.
It's not it's not as bad because you could legit play them alone and you'll have like
just as much fun. Yeah.
I'm more of a alone, like a single player game type of guy.
I'd rather play with friends. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about, Phil?
Yo, Grand Theft Auto, bro. You play Grand Theft Auto online. That shit's crazy.
Yo, I was gonna say Grand Theft Auto, like Grand Theft Auto 4, not 5. Grand Theft Auto 4, like one of the best games ever.
Was that San Andreas? No, that's Liberty City. That's Liberty City.
San Andreas is
it was San Andreas.
San Andreas is really good. That's 3.
San Andreas. Like I played San Andreas, and it was like when you like write the cheat codes, you could spawn a plane in the middle.
Yeah, back in the day, a lot of people would just spam cheat codes. Nowadays, it's a lot harder to do it.
I know, but like cheat codes is what made it fun. It was sort of like
it's the one game where cheat codes actually made it better.
Like Rockstar just threw us like a bone, like free for all, have fun.
Yeah.
Like you could do whatever you want. Like I feel like if a game would allow its players to just like spawn random shit and just have like the most random fun in the world.
Skyrim mods.
Yeah. Like you could.
That is ridiculous.
You can spawn teleporters anywhere. Like look at this. You could spawn a teleporter there and a teleporter there. Run a bomb through it, and it would go infinitely fast until it blows up. It was hilarious.
I've played a mod once for Skyrim where all dragons were changed into Thomas the Tank Engine, and his team would play when they would approach. It was terrifying and gross, but it was hilarious.
But it was hilarious because you see like a big ass face like this on a train, bro.
It's just coming towards you and it breeds dragon.
But I think Skyrim is another game that you should revamp and make it more.
They will. They will.
Because that is I think one of the biggest open world games out there.
Yeah.
Or bro, you know what? Gmod, Gary's mode. Fight me on that.
I'm such a fan of that.
Gmod, bro, is the shit.
So much fun.
You can pick a Dorito bag as your character and walk with it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And there's so many like YouTube channels that had so much success.
So much content could be made.
And so much content just going through random shit. Like you could like the popular like channels like Vanos Gaming. I'm pretty sure like you guys are familiar with them.
Yeah.
Like Vanos Gaming, like it's Call of Duty like zombie like gameplays with like 3 of his friends. And Gmod like characters is what made his channel blow up. Like there's endless funny moments, endless fun. Like you could spawn a missile at your friend that's like 10 miles away, and he wouldn't know. And all you hear is motherfucker. Like it's hilarious. Like it's jokes as fuck. I really wanna like play this game again with you guys, man. It'd be hilarious.
Oh yeah, we should do some Gmod. Yeah.
We should really do some Gmod, man. It's hilarious.
Not that expensive.
What was this game I used to play online on I forgot what it was, but it was a game where I think it was Happy Wheels.
Mini clip.
Yeah,
It's on mini clip.
no, I don't think it was me. Happy was shit. It was fucking hilarious,
Really
bro.
funny game.
The amount of content that shit would generate was crazy, man.
Yeah.
You would fly off, and then your character's head would fly off.
I just remembered like the dude, like the homeless guy in a wheelchair would turn would like
I always played the dad with the kid. In the bicycle.
With the bicycle. Yeah, and then
And I would launch the kid.
It was so fucked up, but it was funny as hell. I don't know why.
Yo, you launch the kid till the end. You just need one little catapult move.
I think I won because the arm went over the finish line.
You could make it with half a torso at the finish line. He's still
you
winning.
could, like,
yes.
make your way.
Yo, like, I will make it. I will make this.
My man's lower body is gone, but you still made the game. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I think that's one of the original, like I don't know, like a little small franchise games. I have like always another game on Minikid was like a pirate ship where you have to shoot like cannons or whatever.
Oh yeah.
It tried to land on the opposite side and take down the enemy. And it was a 2-player game. So I think mini clips like that, mini games like that have like I think biggest like impact as a child. Like back in high school, we used to play 8 pool ball there.
Bro, what was 8-ball pool mini clip? Yeah.
Like mid exam, motherfuckers behind his fucking his little book there, and he's pulling shit. You just hear shit.
So, did any of you guys have like video games at school? Because I know people.
Yeah.
Who
like consoles or just like on the computers
like,
of the school.
It's like when we had Xbox and Wii.
Yeah.
Down at the basement.
Oh yeah, we did.
We had a Wii in one of the rooms.
Yeah. I think they stopped that because someone stole it.
Oh dang.
So I think someone stole the controllers, huh?
Someone stole the controllers and I took the box.
Someone took the box?
The box?
You gotta be shitting me. Somebody
the console and the box itself, he put it inside and he fucking he ran off. I was dying laughing.
They pulled off the biggest heist. They made it out with the box.
Bro, no, I mean like yo.
The heist to school, man.
Unfortunately, in high school, like the first year of high school, I kind of missed a lot because of I broke my leg in the first year of high school, so I missed out from like December to like February.
How the fuck did it happen? I don't remember.
Ice hockey.
Oh shit! You got pucked in the leg, didn't you?
No. I felt like because I slid underneath a dude and he landed on my leg.
Oh yeah.
My story usually is because I usually say that it happened in the Battle of Hogwarts when Voldemort invaded our school, and I got I got crucioed across the fucking room.
God damn, man.
But yeah, when I left, the Xbox was still there. When I came back, the Xbox was not there. So I'm guessing someone stole that shit.
I didn't go often because most of my lunches I was either reading or one thing I forgot, I was in the chess club.
He was a fucking nerd, bro.
I know, man. Like
a lot of people made fun of me for that.
So, like, yo, when you were flexing your eyesight, you're like, all right. But when he's saying like you're in a chess club, I'm like, okay, you buried yourself under the nerd spot, buddy. I'll tell you what though, there was this like shooting game. I don't remember. Daryl, please help me find the name of that game again. It's that game that you used to play on like the PCs in Sec 1, bro. It's a shooting game.
Uber Strike.
Yes, Uber Strike
on Facebook. The Facebook.
Yes,
game.
Yes, bro. Yes.
You guys ever played Facebook games?
No.
I don't know.
Have Facebook
like
until
farm
recently.
shit and stuff.
Oh, yeah, we had Social Empire. Me and my friend would just fucking every single afternoon. We'd like, yo, social.
Bro, we play endlessly, man. Like, and the thing is about Uber Strike is that the game was like very unfair, is because people with like the best skins and the best like people that spend money on the game usually are the only ones that have fun. But the people that like play the game for free with like basic stuff, basic guns, basic shit, they won't find any like pleasure in playing that game.
Yeah, it's a good question. What do you guys think about buyables?
Oh, I am not a fan.
No.
I think all in-game transactions are really terrible, and it's a really like it's just games are getting more and more like just soulless products, and they're getting like used to like suck a buck out of anyone they can.
Yeah. Like pay $1.99 to remove ads.
But that's how I feel about most DLC though, because a lot of the time now new games are not finished
Yeah.
they're released unfinished, and to get like what should have been in the base game,
they charge you as a
charge
package.
you a season pass. That is terrible.
That's
But what about like maps? Like when a game has like maps,
Depends.
you have to like buy and stuff. Like
it's all a case by case basis thing.
But what do you consider like shitty about like DLCs? Like what part of the DLC do you?
So when the DLC is something that is necessary for your base game experience, or something that it enhances directly your main game experience, because DLC should be like something else they thought about after,
like an add-on.
90% of the time it's something they thought about while they were making the main game, and they just decided to split it off and put it behind a paywall.
But there's a difference between an add-on as a DLC, like it adds to the game. Like the game is already complete, right? But the DLC.
Yeah, if the game itself is already like
content,
a very complete game, I'm fine with them adding content.
Well, that's a good example of Minecraft, because Minecraft is like all skins and stuff. Like those guys.
That is fine.
Yeah.
But
like
Minecraft is a full game.
For like what do you mean, like for like what was it? I know Horizon Zero Dawn had like a DLC where you had to buy a certain map and then a whole story, a different story arc in it. What do you mean by that?
That's okay if there's story, but if the main game already has like chunks missing, then you're just basically charging the most recent Pokemon, for example.
But that's just called a demo, no?
It's a garbage game.
Which one was it? The
Sword and Shield.
Oh, that was, okay, yeah, no.
Boycott that shit. Yeah. It's so terrible.
I bought it, but actually I bought.
What?
I think
you don't even have a Switch.
No, it's not. So wait, which one was it?
Oh shit! But
no, never mind. That was Sun and Moon. Never mind.
That's fine. That one's fine.
But didn't it come out as like a demo though?
Nah, demo is half a game.
Like, a demo is fine, but Sword and Shield is a game where they cut out most of the Pokédex, in the sense where you can't transfer your old Pokemon if they're not supposed to be transferable anymore, because they want to be able to charge you. You have to pay to transfer your old Pokemon now.
Yeah. What do you mean, like from like Switch?
So let's say your favorite Pokemon is Mankey.
Sure.
Mankey is not in the Pokédex for Gen 8 for Sword and Shield.
Oh, okay, for Gen 8 Pokédex. Okay.
He doesn't exist anymore. You cannot transfer him.
Okay.
If he is, let's say, for example, Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle.
Yeah.
Charmander is in the dex. Squirtle and Bulbasaur are not.
Okay.
And if you have a Charmander that you want to transfer in, you gotta pay them their service called Pokemon Home to transfer that shit.
That's fucking whack.
So already they're choosing which Pokemon you own still exist. Like you're still allowed to transfer, and you have to pay.
But there's no.
And the base game is not good. They're reusing old animations from previous games. Like people, I will link something, but is
there a World Pokédex, for example? Like so there's like the
there used to be,
Pokédex.
not anymore.
Yeah, there used to be, but not anymore.
Took it off. Because it's a very, very lazy game where they clearly put zero effort, and it breaks my heart because I love Pokemon.
It used to be like the wild and craze back in the day, but I think it's died off because of shit like this.
I think there's still hope, but the main Pokemon game series is just not giving the level of quality it should.
I don't see it coming back, to be honest. It's just because they attempted it. They attempted it with Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
like that was
worked super well.
It did for a while, but
so many people ended up dead.
Yeah, shit. Like
they found dead bodies and shit. I was weird.
Like they tip like a rare Pokemon somewhere. They just murdered them.
Yeah, to be honest, a lot of people like they were so focused on their fucking phones that it was just it brought people together, but it made people do some dumb shit. Like
of course, it's a weird social experiment.
Like people trespass and stuff in places that should.
I need to get a Charizard. Let's jump into the factory, yay! And then fucking falls down 20 stories. Oh.
or the time like that Uber was like part of this too, like like you could ride with your Uber and go find Pokemon. What? Yeah. Like, dude, it's a video game.
It's a craze though. That's the thing. Pokemon, people get so obsessed with Pokemon that they could get away with that. That's the thing.
And taxi
you know the worst part about it
thing or not. I'm just saying that money wise, Pokemon Go made a crap ton of money,
But
and was a
Oh, of
great-
course, bro.
the worst
It was
part
a big
about it, though, the worst
success.
part about it is that most people who play Pokemon Go don't know anything about Pokemon, so they're just like following the
Well,
trend.
that's the good. They got a lot of new people into Pokemon.
No, but I remember
Sort of like
something that ticked me
an
off
intro.
real bad. Something ticked me off real bad. We're in Montreal with a bunch of friends.
Oh yeah.
And a girl was like, "Oh, look, there's a Pokemon. Oh, what is his name?" And it's like, Groudon. What is it? I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, fuck?" I lost my fucking. I think it was a Rayquaza as well on top of Montreal.
A Rayquaza?
Yeah, so you could catch his ass. And
You just catch a Rayquaza?
well, there was a Rayquaza on top of Montreal or somewhere else around that region. It was like one of the legendary
Pokemons. Yeah, the
Right.
green one.
I don't know what it was. It was something big. It was a Charizard or some shit. I don't know. But it was something big at the time. And you said
I don't think it was Rayquaza. I don't think Rayquaza was on Pokemon Go though.
I don't know. I don't know. It was some big Pokemon that was like rare, like really really rare to find, and it came.
Okay.
I didn't really play the game, so I was like, I don't know what the fuck is rare.
But
You didn't play Pokemon Go at all?
No, I played a bit, and then I was like, no, this is some fucking stupid shit, man.
Okay. I played it a little bit. I deleted it and I installed it again just because of fuck it, why not?
I played for like 2 weeks, and I was like,
and
I played it. I was
And it
curious.
killed my heart, man, because I was like, I'm gonna give it another chance. I'm gonna install it again and see if the vibe is different. And guess what? It killed my soul.
you know what pissed me off about it? I stayed in Old Port for fucking 3 hours just to catch a Gyarados.
Exactly, man.
Fucking
And, like,
Gyarados. I was like, no, I'm done.
and especially because sometimes they show up for like 5 minutes and they disappear.
Yeah.
It's just random, man. They just send like
Complicated.
hair poke. Bro, I swear to God, if like the most legendary of Pokemons, bro, like Arceus, like the god Pokemon was in the middle of the ocean, people would swim and they drown
Yeah.
for a fictional
Yeah.
character.
Because Pokemon is that powerful over our souls.
Yeah.
But other examples that I want to bring up that you guys may know more about is DLC stuff like Destiny.
Yeah, I don't
Where
play that.
a lot of people are not satisfied with the base game.
I didn't play
piece of
that
shit.
game.
It's a piece of
Yeah.
shit.
I heard bad
or-
stuff about it. I didn't really.
Mortal Kombat X, which I love, but there's a DLC that is so trash.
I know.
You pay money so that you could do fatalities easier. You pay real life money because fatalities are too hard.
What the fuck?
Like the combination of buttons is too way difficult.
So-
Like it trims it down to like 4
It
buttons.
makes it one button.
One?
Yeah. You click X and instant fatality.
That's fucking stupid.
That's stupid. Where's the fun of missing a fatality and raging
it's-
on it? What?
It's so arbitrary. It's so dumb.
But yeah, that's that. Nah, no. But Destiny,
do
I
you
Destiny
guys
is stupid
think?
shit.
I tell you what though, here's an interesting like topic to talk about. What do you guys think of the gore in video games? Do you guys think
Ooh.
that because of
You think video games make people violent?
no, I mean,
Yeah.
okay, that's an
It brings
interesting
out the
point,
demon
too.
in me. Like whenever
But
I play
what's-
Grand Theft Auto, I want to run over people with the fucking with an SUV and shit.
But, yo,
You're already like that though. That
I'll
doesn't
be-
count.
No,
I'll be honest, like if I see a biker and I'm going like 100 miles an hour in my Lamborghini, for sure, like in the video game, I'd fly over him. Like it's
you know
it's funny, and especially if it was like one of my friends just chilling there, and they're like, "What the fuck?" Well, I was getting a haircut, and he just shut up.
but that topic of video games making people more violent, I think is the opposite. It allows people. It's
It's an
therapy.
outlet, but
Yeah.
I
you
feel
know,
like it allows you to release that
I
anger.
think it
sort of,
depends on the game, on the person, on a lot of other factors. So
Well,
I think blaming the art form or the media itself
It's very lazy. I
is
feel
a
like.
very
Blame the
lazy
parents,
argument.
Yeah.
When the game is written M for mature, don't give your 10-year-old the fucking game.
It's also that people have
Bro,
done this
bro.
for generations. You know, the newest art form always gets demonized either by the church or by some company that has money to gain off demonizing it.
Like look at that. Just to follow
Same
on
thing
like
with TV as well.
Daryl's like he suggested something like like the explicit content, or is it mature, like or is it E for everyone, or mature for like mature viewers only. Like when I was in high school, I used to see kids with like M+ games, man, like games that you shouldn't have your hands on, bro, like at all. Like there's full nudity in that game. There's full everything. They'd come back the next day of school. Yeah, bro, what's good?
Yeah.
I've seen some shit, bro.
See,
I've
done some shit,
dog
bro.
I've done some shit. I've done some shit. You know? Like yo, I ran like 20 people over with my car, and I shut up a store. Like it's fucked up. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't give like shit like this to kids. I mean, you should give like Wii Sports, those kind of games to like kids. You know, like
Nintendo is very family friendly. That's
yeah,
one thing
like
they've done right always.
there's very few
I
like
disagree
violence.
I disagree with the fact that Nintendo is family friendly because every single time I play Wii Sports Resort, someone gets punched in the face. So.
I mean, okay. I mean, listen.
Or the TV breaks or something happens, man.
I mean, if the guy gets like 3 strikes in a row, he's definitely getting smacked. But like,
especially when we play ping pong, for some reason, everyone just starts fucking losing.
Yo, do y'all remember this guy though? Y'all remember him?
That's what I liked about the Wii, though. You can create your own characters.
He's ruthless, man. These were a great idea.
bro, like, yo, the Wii characters, man, we used to shape them all kinds of funny, man. Like, we used to shape, like, the head bigger than the body or, like, the eyes smaller than the head. That was fun, man.
But that's what I enjoyed about it. It made me like it was just, like, so serious. Like, bowling was just so fucking serious, man.
Yo.
Oh, yeah, people get mad serious about Wii Sports, Mario Kart, Smash. Like, the thing is, they're family friendly, but when there's any sign of competition, people lose their mind.
They lose their shit.
Salty.
They lose their motherfucking shit.
Well, although I do admit, like the like that form of like competition is quite interesting because it's like it's online sports. I know how, like, people had like scrutiny over online sports. All gamers aren't really like, you know, they're not doing much and whatever because, you know, they don't understand you know, like MLG, for example, like whenever they're playing COD professionally, it was like, they're just, you know, just sitting down playing video games.
They disrespect those because they don't really comprehend them.
Well, they don't understand exactly. But the same thing with, like, you know, when I guess when boxing first started, it was like, oh look, it's people hitting each other. Sure. But then when you figured out, like, oh, it's more psychological than it is, you know, than it is physical.
But imagine like the people just like over time they slowly start to understand more of it, you know. Like for example, like, it's that, just to follow up on Daryl's point, like there's this like news reporter that found like video games so stupid. She told like the Fortnite winner of like some tournament, you know, the Fortnite like tournaments they have, like, and like the prize money is huge. It's like $1 million, $1 million. And it's like, yeah, go get yourself a real job. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't understand that gaming has now become a job. Like, it's like people get paid off this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, as our generation gets older, I think like we're in a kind of progressive era. I think that gaming will become like way more accepted because think about this. By the time that our generation will be like in our 50s, everyone almost on the planet will have grown up with video games. And almost every kid after the millennial generation grew up with video games,
and they will have consoles, you know,
normalize that everyone will relate on that. It's gonna just be like watching TV. Everyone's watched TV in their lives. Everyone's played video games in their lives. You know, it's gonna be so normal in a couple of decades.
But just to come back on a previous topic that I mentioned, like I feel like gore in games should be like exclusively for like M+ games. Like,
well, they are, I think. No,
they are, but
no, but some games, even though it's like it doesn't look like that gory, but it is. Like, for example,
what do you mean by gore? Like actual blood, or just like the
like you can see blood, you can see like anything that's related to like, if you can see blood, man, it's gory. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no arguing with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like as soon as you see blood, it's considered like mature content, right?
So do you consider me running over a lady on GTA and then going back and forth until there's nothing left gore, or it's just like, you know, it's just like
it's hilarious in the game. Okay, listen, Daryl's gonna show me like I'm some insane like
I'm a therapist. I'm gonna
listen. Daryl's portraying me as some insane like dude that enjoys running people over cars. It's not true.
Don't worry, I have faith in you, Miss Sarah. I know you're not.
At least Phil knows that that's not the case, but I'm saying that it is entertaining in the game. Obviously, like me, like all of us would agree. Like it's hilarious. But
game,
I shouldn't give that sort of game to my 10-year-old child, for example, because
yeah,
they're still children, they're still growing up, they don't understand the concept. There's sometimes they will be like, okay, that's normal, I play it in the game, I run people over all the time, but when you're an adult, it's different.
Normalized. Yeah, I run over.
Oh shit, this is real life. I'm like, okay, it's a video game.
well, I actually have an interesting tidbit that I'd like to say on that, is that specifically kids tend to gravitate towards whatever is called mature. In fact, I think mature games are not very mature, or rather the people who like mature games tend to be immature people. I'm not like saying everyone who likes a game that's rated M is immature, but most people who go crazy over these releases that are super gory tend to be young kids, because it's kind of a rebellion thing. It's kind of a, ooh, I'm not allowed to do it, but I'm gonna do it anyways, and I'm so cool because I can shoot people with my gun. Like they don't understand the gravity, and so they take it for granted, in a sense.
Their Call of Duty disc is their dad's porn stash. They
yeah, I guess I guess.
But no, but I feel like
do people look at their parents' porn stashes?
I mean, yeah, for sure. Like millennials, for sure. When you saw that their boomer dads fucking porn stash, but like, look. But I got
that's in the movies.
It's
man.
Playboy. Yo, bro, you'd be surprised. Playboy would be really good though. Like they look like this shit there. They look like this, but like with like actual like the bunny ears and all that shit. It actually looks like vintage. It's actually quite interesting. But anyways, aside from the topic, I feel like
you spent a long night watching that shit, didn't you? You fucking dirty guy.
No. I admire the artwork. Actually, I admire the artwork. It's not the
right. You discovered an illegal stash, didn't you? Look at the smile on his face. He enjoyed that time.
That's a story for another day, isn't it? But I feel like
podcast Daryl's weird discoveries.
Hey, no, I have no problem with that shit.
Hey, here's an interesting topic. What's your fetish?
But I feel like back on the topic of video games and being mature. I feel like it's more the differentiating reality from fiction. That's more the main prospect that the kids need to understand. Like, it's fine you play Call of Duty or whatever, play all this stuff, but it's understanding that this game is a game and you shouldn't bring that shit in real life. That's more the issue here.
You shouldn't tell your classmate after your long night of gaming, oh, I'm gonna no scope you because you disrespected me in class.
Yo, man, got tomahawk his ass with a fucking knife.
Yeah.
Yo, fun story
so
though.
Bad,
fun story. This is a perfect issue because I did that shit. When I was a kid, I was watching I watched like Jet Li movies. I watched like kung fu movies, right? So there was one scene, and I think it was Three Ninjas. Remember Three Ninjas?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, so there's a scene in a movie where the dude throws a sword, and then the ninja kid fucking ducks, and then back stands back on his feet.
Yeah.
So me and my friend were watching this shit, and I had a plastic sword. So I said, what? Why not? I fucking yeeted at him, hit him right in the fucking eye, man. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, what did you duck? He's like, I can't fucking do it. It's too fast. Oh, bro, I was like,
shit,
oh
man,
my
you almost
God.
put an eye patch on that guy forever, man.
Wow.
Daryl
created Nick Fury.
But yeah, no, but it was quite interesting.
You gotta keep both eyes open.
Hey, mama couldn't see shit after that, man. He couldn't see shit after that.
That was a good one.
But yeah, no, it's differentiating the fiction from the reality, I think, is the main point.
Yeah.
Regarding any art form.
Yeah, I think a lot of people misinterpret maturity as something that they want to attain no matter what. So a lot of children will naturally gravitate towards that stuff anyways, even if you tell them they shouldn't, right?
Even in music as well. Even if it's like
they all kids love rap with nasty words, of course. Like, they love everything that sounds mature, but then the risk, I would just say, is that they grow up always thinking that it is mature because there is gore or because there is this or that. No, it's because it tries to tackle something about human nature. But they conflate maturity with explicit material. That's more of the danger, I find.
But explicit material should be presented to those who have the level of maturity necessary to handle it, because it's sort of
that's
like
what happens when kids grow up with gore. They think gore is mature. Thus, they've become mature. Thus, they end up being adults who still think like kids.
But I feel also that the kids who don't are not exposed to any type of like mature content are like really fucking like innocent and pure, the purest, if you will. Those people are very like optimistic standpoints on like how reality is, and so like when you see like when you first see a I don't know, graphic scene or whatever on a movie, or like a game that rips people's heads off, whatever. They see it as like really like, oh my god, this is blasphemy. This is fucking weird.
I wouldn't use the word optimist or idealist in that sense.
I feel like they're more like happy-go-lucky kind of, if they're like not exposed as much to this stuff. Like
they're very much uncomfortable in the situation. Like it's not like normalized for them, so it's really like
you feel like it's more like saying like experience, like they lack experience in that kind of stuff. That's why like they grow up a little bit naive.
Yeah, that'll be good.
I see. Okay, I feel like but there is a specific like time where it's okay for them to be exposed to that kind of stuff, because they have grown to their level that okay, they can handle a little bit of blood. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but they don't have to.
No, but the thing is, like, cause see, since everyone,
I mean, if they scrape their knee and they start bleeding, I don't want the guy tripping. You know what I'm saying? I want him to feel like it's normal.
But that's the thing. Like, whenever everyone sees it, like, everyone around them has been normalized to this effect. So like everyone's been watching like gore movies for like I don't know how long, and then this one person has not, and like it's very like unfamiliar to them. So when they go into the situation, everyone is like, oh yeah, I've seen this, and the person's like fucking traumatized.
They get shocked. Yeah,
exactly.
But that's why in like our film courses, when there's a really gory movie, we still get warnings. Because But that's normal, I think. Yeah. It's not because we're adults that we shouldn't have like warnings about like things that could shock us, because you don't know anyone's background. You don't know like what if like they have something in their past that like
they have like PTSD or something.
You don't know.
You have no idea. Yeah.
So I think it's still like having these warnings is still a mature thing to do.
But like like you kind of get the gist of the movie if you see the trailer. I feel like if you see the trailer of the movie, you already know what's gonna be.
I think the trailer is a good warning.
It's a good warning already. Like if you're in the seat of a movie theater about to watch the movie, it's kind of too late. Even if the movie says, "Oh, by the way, there's some gore."
You're midway through the movie. You're like, "Wait, hold on. This is not the movie I expected."
You're watching Mandy, and you just watch the first part, and you're like, "Oh, okay, it's pretty slow."
One time my friend was supposed to like watch like the Transformers movie of that year. He ended up going inside a Twilight movie.
Yeah.
And like he mistaken the room or something. And like he didn't get up and go to the other fucking room. He stayed and watched the whole movie, man. That guy has never been the same ever since.
but
he's been there. Like he's into like vampire shit. Like he's into like wine is blood. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of weird shit.
Well, yeah, that's also. Like
I lost a brother that day. It's fucked up.
That's also a thing, though. I feel, because you know how like men often like this like gory violence, and like they romanticize that shit, whereas like women they more gravitate to like romance novels and all that stuff, because they want to have like this fairy tale love or whatever. That's why like romance comedy or romance books and films are often like popular whenever they come out every fucking 5 years or so.
Yeah.
If it's not Hunger Games, it's fucking Twilight. If it's not Twilight, the other one. So I feel like the same goes for either, like, even though like even Twilight, like the mature content is not really like there, but like
it's not. Well, yeah.
The relationship is like like those type of relationships.
Okay, here's a movie with a lot of mature content. 50 Shades of Grey.
And I don't think it's a mature film per se, but it has mature content.
Oh no!
Oh no! Hear me well. What I'm saying is, I think it has mature content that is not suited for children.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe though that that work is very mature. The work.
But what do you classify as mature?
So it pertains to someone who is adult. I feel like it's way more teenage in who it is really for, or what it really does is more teenager like. It's just the content is very like edgy, mature.
No, I think I interpret it in a way where it gravitates more towards like exploring fetishes.
which is to me very mature.
Yeah,
I
so
don't know.
I mean,
have
it's
no idea.
like you said with Lord of the Rings, like it's attributed to more like teenage fan base, but the content itself it deals with PTSD of
Right.
war. So, but it's the same thing. It's like the delivery is for a specific demographic, but like there's a
Mhm.
bigger like aspect behind it. It's more like
Yeah.
granted
Well, then,
romance.
yeah,
But
that-
if you don't have
I guess you're
that
right.
level
Yeah.
of maturity, you won't be able to grasp the behind the scene info of a movie. Like
Yes.
you won't grasp like the critical thinking subjects that you have to like think
Yeah.
deeply to
Yeah, yeah.
understand. So I feel like if you're a little kid watching Lord of the Rings, you're like, oh my god, so
Yeah.
much fire and lava. You know what I'm
Wow,
saying?
it's fire.
Whoa. But like if you watch,
Fuck you, Frodo, you piece of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
If
still
you're like
I still say that today.
if you're a teenager, you're like, you totally betrayed me, Frodo. If you're an
Man.
adult, you're like,
You stupid little fuck. But like
Yeah.
there's like a bunch of stuff. But when you grow up and you actually like watch a movie and like critical, like you have critical thinking and you
Yeah.
actually start dissecting like the scene.
Right.
What does that mean? Why did this character do that? What's behind it? You know, you have more of like an eye for criticism.
Yeah.
agreed.
You'll be able to critique with age. So I feel
Yeah.
like maturity in a movie, it could be a movie could be for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Like for kids, it could be for kids, it could be for like teenagers, and it could be for adults,
Yeah.
just depending on their age. It's like a chip. Like you don't necessarily have to dumb down the movie or make it overly mature just to like have
Yeah.
like, mature people only. You can have
100% agree. Yeah.
you can have like a sort of a balance for like everyone would understand what they're capable of understanding of the movie,
Yes.
so that they get the full experience regardless of age.
I agree. And I even think those are the greatest of works because they have the ability to speak to everyone.
Disney movies.
Yeah. Pixar. That's why Pixar worked initially. It's like Wall-E. Everyone enjoys Wall-E.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
And
I
because
did.
it talks something different to everyone. And it's it's said to be for children.
But yeah,
Mhm.
it has more mature
But
content
the
behind
But
it.
people
you
who
can
love it
connect
the
with it
most
easy, yeah.
are adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it talks also about like the current state right now. If
Yeah.
if the world continues at this rate, we're fucked. And this is
Oh, we're going towards Wall-E, yeah. But yeah, like, wow.
Man.
But yeah, I agree with you guys that
Here's an
range is
interesting
something to-
thing. I'll tell you what though. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you out there. But
No, go ahead.
I wanted to like continue on Phil's point there. Like, what would the future look like if the current course that we're going through is not changed? Like, what do you feel like we're gonna live in like a post-apocalyptic world where like everything is just sand? Or
Would it be so cool? You're X-Men.
I mean, dude, man, that
Go
shit
back in the past, bro.
terrifies me, man. Like, I'm not afraid of the future, but like what holds for us as like humans and stuff, like it's so undetermined. Anything could
Right.
happen. Anything goes. It's
It
It's
is
kinda
what it
scary.
is.
kind of scary. Yeah, it is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
could you imagine like the most powerful like men in the world be like, it is what it is. Like, I'd shit myself. I'd lose my mind.
that's what they're
Oh
doing
my
right
god,
now.
it's the end.
It
Like,
is what they're
It
doing.
is what they're doing right now.
I mean,
like,
with the whole you guys followed the whole GameStop thing, right?
yeah.
So
oh, people beat fucking Elon Musk.
and I was on that subreddit, and I wholeheartedly support the people who manipulated the stock market because the rich people have been doing that forever.
Yeah, well,
That's how it works. It's just that now they're pissed because they're not winning, so they're asking the government to exempt them and modify them, take their hand into the market, which is not cohesive with the idea of a free market.
they're kind of sore losers, man. Like,
Yeah,
I
they
feel like
really, really are.
I feel like they're mad because
They
like,
want rules for you, not
Yeah,
for me. You
not
know,
for me, like the big players in the stock
I mean, yeah,
market.
it makes
like,
sense because when you've been winning your entire life, when you
what
first
happens
lose-
when you lose? Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. So you know,
You get pissy about it. Yeah.
yeah,
but yeah,
So,
I feel like it's like in the course of like if you know the world how it is keeps going, you know, it's gonna be a very very interesting future. That's why I think that you know our generation were probably the only ones that could actually do something about it because the previous generations had
Yeah.
this sort of mindset already of what's good and what's
Yeah,
bad.
we
Yeah.
have the ability, which is, I think, due to postmodernism, to rethink every value that the world is built on.
Yeah.
Choose what do we keep, what do we let go, and we have the power right now because of the internet to spread that
Mhm.
and to like actually affect change on a massive level.
The thing is though, that unfortunately still corrupts us all is that we're still, a lot of people are still afraid to think freely.
Yeah,
Feel the need to be a part of like a
to
certain
defer to a greater authority.
Exactly.
And it's our fault too at the same time, because we established this sort of like people get offended very easily, and people can't like think like logically about stuff. They always think with their hearts, like emotions.
yeah.
They always put their emotions on the table, and emotion. I feel like emotion incite conflict, and conflict incite disaster. You know what I'm saying? Having good intentions about like any like particular subject, for example, it doesn't matter what it is, but as soon as you put your emotions into it, like as soon as someone says, "Oh man, your emotions don't matter," you know, like it's
Yeah,
facts. We're talking facts, and then they get offended, and it
Yeah.
and that starts another problem. And I feel like
I think there's also a
Yeah.
skewing of what is a fact.
Oh yeah.
Also, like
Yeah.
the
Well,
where
to
do
be
you
fair,
get
to
your
be
facts from? Are facts
Well, yeah.
actually true? What is true?
Well, yeah, exactly. But to be
But
fair, like
just-
the studies that people do, it always changes every fucking.
it's
every fucking
mostly
day.
pulled out of their ass. I don't know, like
No, but like the
it's-
studies on weed been like been changing every fucking 30 seconds. So like, you know,
Oh yeah, but studies on weed have a whole political thing connected.
because
exactly.
it just started though. Because it just started. Like it's just they've only recently legalized it, and they've
But you know
only
it used to be legal, right? That shit for most of human history was legal.
Well, yeah, I
You
mean,
got-
I mean, okay, if you take
but
account like all the thousands of years, I mean,
that was prior to like the whole redefine the situation, the civilization and all this shit. And like it was more of like it wasn't more of a governmental type thing. It was more sort of a you know.
I think it was more social. No, I think it was a more social thing. Like they wanted to like they were afraid of the effects of it, so that's
Well,
why
I mean,
they
natives
banned it.
natives did that
No.
shit like it was like a regular thing. It was
Oh yeah,
medicinal.
all the time.
I know in Asia there would be like it was a medicinal thing.
Yeah,
Dude, that's how
a
they
lot of-
connected
a lot
with the
of herbs.
spirits, man.
Even shrooms was a medicinal thing.
yeah,
A
they
lot
all
of things
were.
that are.
And it's not that far ago when it became illegal. Actually,
Mhm.
I think it's in the late 1800s, early 1900s, where it became illegal as a means. Don't want to get too much into that because that could be an entire topic. Because I still want to answer Misara's question, but that's all related to a way to like segregate a portion of the population.
Mhm.
They even called it marijuana, but it's not the name of the thing. But yeah,
What's the actual name of it?
hemp.
What's the?
HEMP.
That's the original name of it.
That's what it's actually called, yeah. But no one uses that because everyone's been fooled by all the propaganda.
Yeah,
Ah.
we got Kush, we got OG, we got hemp, man.
But yeah,
That
to
hemp real
actually
quick, Chris.
answer Misara's question, I think that the future is really right now heading towards a Blade Runner-esque corporations own your soul type of thing.
Oh, that'd be so
Oh,
cool.
fuck,
And,
yeah.
and then there's gonna be one person that fucking blows shit up, and it's gonna be like, oh yeah.
And you know, like
Fucked
Elon
up.
Musk would love to put a microchip in everyone's head, and you know,
Yeah, and compel everyone to buy a Tesla. Of course, he'd want to do that. But I
Yeah,
mean,
it's corporate.
I tell you what, though, like I saw this video of like if somebody like misses a payment on a Tesla, the actual like car drives back to the dealership, which is hilarious. I've seen that video. I mean, like it's the absurdity. It's gone to the point that if you miss a car payment on a Tesla, the Tesla will drive back to the dealership. It's
Yeah.
hilarious, bro.
that is very
Like
funny.
you'd wake up and the Tesla's gone, bro.
It's transformed. It's a transformer.
It transformed and it walked away, bro.
That's a Decepticon, man.
What'd you do? Did Tesla walk away? Yeah, that's exactly what I
Yeah,
did.
that's why it's called deception. You know,
The Decepticon for sure,
See,
yeah.
see what I did there?
But I feel I feel like the days like the problem is because like the only way to abolish this whole like corporate thing is to be evil in a way to completely shut the whole thing down.
Mhm.
So you gotta you can't because you can't reason with them because
Well,
ultimately
there's two solutions that I see as viable. They both pertain to one is more acts towards socialism. One is more like hardcore anarchism. The former is just having laws that limit the what they can do
yeah, but
to
that's
ensure
government.
that they don't betray the interests of
But
the
that's the
public.
thing. Who's gonna impose those laws? The government. The government works for the corporations.
Exactly,
That's what I'm saying.
exactly.
That's why it doesn't work.
why
That's
you're
why
right.
it comes from the people. That's why it has to come from
You're
the people.
100% right about that.
But that's
And
why
that's the
you have
thing.
to force it. That's the
That's
thing.
why capitalism is icky, because corporations have more powers than governments.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly.
That's why all the Republican candidates are scared of Trump, because Trump has so much money already
Yeah.
that he could destroy their lives.
Like he owns like so
he
much.
owns them, even if they almost died in the Capitol Hill.
Yo,
A
you're
lot of
fired
people-
hits a whole new level of
Like one of the dudes who spoke out against the Republican Party, who was a Republican elected, who was at the parliament when everything happened, he said, "This is unacceptable. Trump has to be taken accountable." And then a week later, he was shaking Trump's hand. He went out in Minnesota or something like that to like shake his hand and like detracted his comment because obviously he was being threatened. You know, like you're right about that, Daryl. That like
But that's
That
the thing.
handshake was like dominant.
That's why it's really like it's a
the state of
very
thing. That's why option number 2 is actually more direct and works. It's just take all their power, seize the
well.
power.
That's what I'm saying. You take by force. That's the thing.
Yeah,
So it's not ethical in the sense of like
it's ethical by most standards. It's
well,
just
yeah, but
not,
in the sense of like
I mean, that's why they raided
legal in a lot of sense.
Capitol Hill. That's their sole reasons, because they wanted to like root out the system that was already put in place, and they wanted to take matters into their own hands. That's how Capitol Hill started.
I suppose, yeah. Although I wouldn't side in any lifetime with the people at Capitol Hill.
No, of course it was wrong.
But I agree
was
that they
really wrong.
are anti-establishment, but they're anti-establishment right wing. While I'm more proposing, I think anti-establishment left wing is the optimal.
I mean, anti-establishment left wing is just pure peaceful protest that does nothing.
Oh no, that's most anarchists are peaceful, but there's a small subset that will V vendetta your shit.
well, yeah, but those peaceful
that.
protesters, they don't really like.
You could use one of those right now. The problem is, whenever a peaceful protest like BLM shows up, and there's one dude who's willing to sack some shit,
Yeah,
even if
it
for the
represents
right
the whole
reason,
thing.
Yeah,
they'll demonize the whole thing.
Well, exactly. That's why
But
it's
that's
really
the thing.
that's like the main problem, no?
because it's easy to villainize the opponent because you don't the people has never seen that before, so they fear the unknowns. It's like very easy to manipulate. Like, oh
yeah, they're like,
bad.
oh, it's a loose cannon, dangerous. We don't know what they're up to, you know?
Look at them show this footage, montage shit right here.
Yeah,
Boom.
yeah.
They caught people just spray painting BLM on like stores and stuff, and they're not even part of the movement. You know, just to incite conflict. Huh?
That's why sometimes they're not even part of the movement.
They're not even part of it. They just like spray paint like.
But that's the thing.
BLM
Fox
on like
News
walls.
has a big interest in saying the whole movement is like that.
Yeah, it's
so
easy
then
to
the whole
blame
movement
someone.
Gets discredited and nothing happens and nothing changes.
Why blame the individual where you can blame the group and demonize them all?
Exactly,
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
So yeah, as a closing statement. Not really closing statement. But you know how we have a completely different fucking disassociated segment in the podcast.
Back to Phil's garage.
What is your favorite type of cuisine?
Oh,
dang.
I think
that's a hard one, man.
Say you were stranded in a fucking island. You could only eat one type of cuisine forever. What would it be?
Probably Japanese because it's so healthy.
Okay.
I was gonna gravitate towards fish too, Phil. I agree with that. Like I was gonna think like sashimi, like anything like sushi and stuff. Like
I can't eat sushi for some reason. Like I'm so Asian that
I
so,
love sushi. I can
I
it's
love
so,
sushi.
to me it's so
And-
generic.
Oh,
I've been eating
amazing.
fish my entire fucking life. Like, yeah, can't be bothered anymore.
the only thing I
I still
choose.
enjoy like a piece of salmon once in a while. You know what I'm saying? It's still good. You know what?
Yeah, I got
If I had
tilapia,
one
I got
food-
fucking trouts, I got salmon up my ass and everything. Yeah, it's coming out.
Italian is mad good though.
Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah,
Italian for me.
but I wouldn't eat it for the rest of my life though, because I'll get fat as fuck. If I had to pick one food for the rest of my life, it'd be steak and vegetables, man. Like I wouldn't have it any other way. Like
American.
Classic.
classic American, like potatoes,
Baked
vegetables,
potatoes.
and a medium seared steak. That's it. That's all I need for the rest of my life. I'm good, bro.
Your
I'm
blood
getting my
pressure. Your blood pressure going flying up too, bro.
That's true.
Don't worry, bro. I'll work
Red
out,
meat-
burn that shit.
Red meat will fuck your shit up, bro.
Hey, man. That's why you get vegetables on the side, bro. Just to get it all down.
Or
I like chicken.
You could do the Jordan Peterson routine and only eat steak.
Oh yeah,
else.
speaking of,
You really don't like that, yeah?
No,
No, wait. I wanted to say something about that.
Passion, bro.
I'm sorry for smearing the names of the people I smeared. I don't think I would have publicly smeared them. It was in the moment, but I regret smearing their names.
But
I
hey,
have
here's
a
the
question.
thing. Like,
I still believe what I said, but I don't agree with smearing them.
it's a very nice thing for you to say, Phil. And I would bet like $10 if he would like whoop like Peterson's ass in a boxing match. Like I'd pay money for that shit.
Dude's old, so yeah.
I'd bet
I
on
wouldn't
Phil,
want to
though.
box with him. I think I'd rather a argument with him. But
You show up in a meeting, you put on boxing gloves, you're like, I'm ready, bro.
But that goes to my next question. Because you know, like, was it
It's like a
Peterson's-
KSI versus Logan match.
Yeah,
But it's Phil versus Peterson.
Peterson's diet is very like meat oriented, supposedly. What do you think about being vegan or vegetarian?
I feel like it's very difficult to
it's
be a
difficult.
realistic thing for me.
I'll just speak from what I've heard through my mother, who's a nutritionist. She says that it's possible, but you need so much. You need to eat so much to make up for what you're losing when you make the switch, that it's very difficult. Most people, she says, don't do it right. So, like, personally, I love meat. I can't help it. I really love the stuff. And
I love chicken.
I respect
I like fried chicken.
people that choose not to. That is a decision. But like I personally cannot make that choice, and it's difficult a lot of the time.
I feel like
healthy.
I feel like it's more the people, because not a lot of people will be like, oh, you should be vegan because it will.
Yeah,
solve
people
them.
do it for different reasons.
No,
And
but like a lot of people like they sort of shame people who are vice versa, right? They shame people who eat meat for endorsing mass production of cows or whatever.
Because
and vice versa.
Shame them, man. You shouldn't shame them. It's
I
not
think-
their fault.
You see, I think political action could solve that, because if we have harsher like laws to direct the way they produce it and make it more ethical, force them to make it ethically, we'd still have the meat, but it'd be ethical.
But the
I
problem
think
is
it's a lot more difficult than
it costs
theory.
more money. It's all about the
Right.
dollar signs. If
course,
you want,
that's
if
why
you
the
want a happy
government-
cow, you gotta pay up. That's the thing.
Yeah.
People don't want to pay the extra money, man. That's the sad thing. Like, if you go to the grocery store and you see the deal on like chicken or beef or ground beef or whatever you see like the deal on, you're gonna buy the deal. You can be like, oh, it's a solid deal. I'm getting more for like less. But by buying it, you're encouraging the businesses that perform malpractices in their like industries to produce more of the same cheap stuff that you like so much. If you want a happy cow, you gotta pay more. That's the bottom line of it. If people aren't willing to invest in cleaner and safer foods, like raising cattle in like an open space, like free range chicken, for example, like that stuff like was a huge movement, right? And it still is till this day. Like you see like labels on the chicken breast or whatever you're buying, like free range chicken, free range eggs. Like, if you have the choice, you should invest in the companies that actually do those good practices and put those that don't respect the health, security and safety of their clients, put them out of business, you know,
Yeah.
and keep those who perform like the good practices in business and give them your money. You know, if
Agreed.
people
yeah.
vote with their dollar signs. They
Right
vote,
now, yeah, that's the only way
that's
to
it.
have any
You can't
choice
change
over
anything.
anything.
Yeah, that's it. You can lobby against them. You can sue them. But hey, man, like as Phil said before, they're huge corporations and they own the government practically.
They have so
Like
much
the food
power.
industry, it's crazy. The food industry, but especially like all the sweet stuff, like the cookies and stuff like that. Like everybody knows it's unhealthy, but they're everywhere. Why?
Yeah.
Because they own like they own the government. They want to sell their products, man. Like, and they could like pump as much sugar in there as they want, so they can like create this addiction with like clients and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Crazy.
Also, I think it's another problem with there's also a factor of, even if you were to raise every cattle in a humane way without like mass production, I think the level, the quantity of it would diminish as well.
Would be less. Yes.
But that's a problem because we're so much right now.
Yeah.
Overpopulation is also another factor to put in, because like right now mass production is a result of was it needs over was it what the fuck you call it, demand and supply over demand. And so
like,
because we're so much demand, it's very easy for corporations to make money out of it, because they're like, oh cool, see, they're running out, we can make money out of this. So you know, I feel it's like it's a chain reaction of events.
But
so.
it is possible.
It is possible.
It is possible to have a balance, right? It is possible. You're not gonna raise every single like animal with love and integrity. That's not. It's not a perfect world.
But
you know, we can't do that. Even if we wanted to, we can't do that because it's unrealistic and it's impossible. Because there's so many of them.
Would you imagine
However,
your heartbreak when you fucking slaughtered your 1 million fucking cow that you've hugged? It'll be, oh Jesus Christ, mate.
I know it'd be soul crushing, but like they didn't do that. You know what they did? They built
Your
machines
hormones
to do that for them.
They put hormones on them to make them grow quicker and all that stuff.
Yeah, see, that's the malpractices that I was talking about.
Well, yeah, exactly.
These are the sort of like practices that should put these businesses out of business.
Yeah.
But yeah, because the thing is, they can't wait for the natural process of things. They wait for whatever.
They need the profit and they want more profit.
Like you can
they
get
would survive if they did things ethically.
Yes.
It's just that they want that much more profit and they have the power to manipulate government.
I'll tell you something very interesting too. I just remembered. Like, what about like you've seen those like patties and of beef that they grow in the labs and stuff, and they actually made it happen. It's crazy. Like they take a small like portion of like the cow's cells and they manage to keep it alive and reproduce to like a chunk of meat. Like you can actually cook that shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like if you invest in stuff like that, like I wouldn't mind if my piece of steak was grown in a lab, as long as it tastes good and it gives me the same nutritional benefits as any other.
Yeah, but that's not gonna give you. There's gonna give you side effects. The same thing with like those processed foods that you were talking about.
But chicken, they managed to reproduce a chicken nugget with no side effects at all. Like it's an identical chicken nugget, dude.
Yeah, they're already doing these big leaps.
Well, I mean,
these are the kind of things that I'd put my money into, you know,
for reproducing cellular.
Molecular
artificial foods
picking up.
I mean, okay, artificial foods has its limits. I mean, I wouldn't expect
artificial food right now.
No, it's not really artificial because it comes from the original. So artificial means
exactly, but it's process created. It's not part of the real food. It's like you took one cell and you reproduce it in a manner however you want to make it.
But that's not artificial though.
It's not artificial.
It's not artificial.
Birth out of someone's body.
It's not artificial.
If I were to create a human being the same way, it is artificial. I won't fucking.
No, it's not artificial. Artificial is you made it from scratch in the lab. You have nothing to base it on.
So you're gonna tell me if I were to take my cell and I were to recreate a different Daryl, a clone of me, that's not artificial.
It's not.
It's not.
If you're tripping.
No, it's not.
Artificial would be a robot.
Exactly. No, artificial. It's like artificial intelligence.
Anything that's not born naturally, it will be considered artificial.
Wait. Say that again.
Anything that was born unnaturally.
Unnaturally.
So say like if it's not birthed out of like say if a human's not birthed from a vagina.
I think that's a wrong definition of artificial because also a lot of humans are not born from you know.
In the wombs, yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
yo, some of them were born in an incubator, dude. Like, you
Yeah,
have no idea.
I was in an incubator for a
You,
while.
you
Yeah,
call
but, yeah,
you call Phil artificial? That's fucked up.
No, but he wasn't created in an incubator.
No.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the same.
But it's the thing.
No, but here's the thing.
Creating something out of a small cell from
Yeah,
scratch.
but it doesn't mean that Phil's artificial though. That's the thing. Like,
But that's what I'm saying. But he wasn't created in incubator. He was raised. He was there
Yes,
to
he
grow
was-
some popcorn.
okay, listen. Phil started off as one cell, right? We can all agree on that.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, we can
You
agree.
take that cell, little Phil in the little
Yeah.
cell, right? You put it in an incubator. Phil divides in 2, and then Phil divides to 4, and 4 divides to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it's all
But
Phil.
what happens to
not
real Phil?
artificial. It's
So what
still
happens to real Phil?
It's all Phil.
It's all Phil, dog.
So if you fucking
all Phil.
clone someone, it's not
No.
artificial.
Look. In okay. Do you think that have you ever watched like Star Trek?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I haven't.
So you think they're all the whole cast is dead in your opinion?
But what are you talking about? Next
Like
generation? What is it?
everyone in Star Trek. Do you think
Well, I don't like.
do
I
you
don't
think
know
that some
context.
characters are alive? That any of them is considered alive or real or not synthetic?
Well, no,
Because when they beam up, they disintegrate, and a perfect clone with all of their memories is put at the place where they teleport to.
yeah.
So it's taking out all the little molecules and reconstructing them at another place. So it's effectively cloning.
Yeah, but they're not real.
But cloning isn't artificial.
But everyone would
This
agree
thing
that
is
the Star Trek characters are real. They are
Well,
not.
they're
like,
fine real
synthetic.
because the Star Trek character were written, so they're
No.
But
That's
I'm
not
saying,
what
like,
I mean.
if that
I
happened
mean
in real life,
synthetic.
it'd be a whole
Okay.
different story.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a very like basic example, like very like it's like very basic. Okay, there's two kinds of medicines, right?
Sure.
There's artificial medicine and there's natural
Yeah.
source.
Those
of
growing,
medicine,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, those unnatural medicines that are created in the lab are called artificial medicines.
Yeah, but how were they created?
In the lab from scratch, from chemicals that they make in the lab. You know what I'm saying?
But those chemicals came from something.
Yeah, from
They're
raw
made.
material, but that raw material isn't like it's not
not made of.
Okay.
it's not organic. It's not organic. It's unorganic material.
Okay, yeah.
But it's raw material, right? It comes from somewhere, but it's not organic material, so you can call it like non-artificial.
So steel and iron, right? You know how
Mm.
steel is made with irons with mixed with carbon. You think
Mhm.
steel is natural or iron is natural?
The basic element on the periodic table
Yeah.
are
They're real.
natural elements.
Okay, yeah, okay,
natural elements.
agreed. Yeah.
Yes,
The
they're natural
ones
elements,
who aren't in the periodic table, are they natural?
they're
or are they
artificial.
They're
Okay,
artificial.
exactly. So if you mix the different components like H2O, is that natural or is that artificial?
I mean, of course it's natural, bro. But like, listen,
That's
like,
a very specific context, and
But
I mean,
that's
you
the thing,
can't really.
Because
I mean, nature formed it. I mean, okay, listen. Nature formed H2O. Okay, we didn't make this
But
stuff.
that's why, because
Water was there before us.
to be fair though, because humans attributed meaning to each word, so ultimately it could be
ultimately everything is
ultimately,
very.
it's
like-
completely like arbitrary. It's up to
But,
Yeah,
interpretation.
but
nothing
you get the
exists in
point, though,
universal.
Daryl. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
But yeah,
like between like organic stuff and unorganic stuff, it's a bit cloudy, I feel. But if you compare like artificial and non-artificial stuff, like the medicines that come from like plants, like they make creams out of it.
Yeah.
They come from like the natural oils you get from like
Yeah.
fruits, like coconuts and stuff like that. Like I call this stuff like organic. It's not artificial, or there's some
well,
artificial.
it's natural. It's a mix of
Yeah, it's a mix of both, but I wouldn't say it's artificial. I wouldn't call it artificial.
It's made of the same material that we're applying it to.
It's still from
Thus,
nature.
it has the base components.
Exactly. So technically, if for example, when we go back to the part where like if cloning,
the whole tangent, bro.
like the whole process of like
The whole fucking debate on what's artificial and what's not.
Making
exactly.
another
If
Phil.
just to like summarize stuff, like
Phil number 2, yes.
clones are not artificial because they derive from a organic origin cell, which is you. So if I clone
a cyborg isn't artificial.
No, of course it is.
cyborg-
A cyborg is made out of fucking metal, bro, and it's
No, a
created
cyborg
from
is part of you.
Cyborg is part.
Oh yeah,
of
true.
both.
Cyborg
An
is half human,
android
half
is
robot. Yeah, you're right.
artificial.
Like
Yeah, android is-
RoboCop. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But
A
Robo is a
cyborg is
RoboCop.
both.
I feel
but-
like RoboCop could be compared like Vaseline.
But that's the thing, though, because
Like
now
RoboCop is
it's
a mix of stuff, and Vaseline's a mix of like organic / unorganic stuff. So I'd put him in the same category as Cream, bro.
RoboCop is so little human though that
But the thing is, because like when you talk about like
It's just a lung and a head, bro.
because when you think about it, when you're taking a one cell into making a food out of it, and you're mixing that one cell with many different components that aren't natural. To me, it doesn't make it like it's like a McDonald's, for example. Like there's barely anything real about this shit, and like there's side effects to McDonald's. So
Yeah, you
so
get
I feel,
fat.
so
you
yeah,
get
and
really
like
fat.
Oreos or whatever that has processed materials in it. That's why I feel like if those were the norm, it would still like Cheese Whiz, for example. Those would harm you more than it would do you good. You know, like whereas like a natural something that was born out of like that's birth or that came from nature, that has a better chance of helping your ass. Like an artificial carrot versus a real carrot has two different things going on. You know what I mean?
But if you create a carrot based on the original carrot, I still don't feel it's artificial.
But yeah, it's only one piece though. That's the thing. That's why I have mixed feelings on that, because I don't want to eat
But
like
you multiply it. Ultimately, you create the same
The cells
thing.
multiply. That's my point. That's
no,
the
but to
point I was trying
create
to make.
it, to create like you have one cell of carrot, but they'll add some shit to it to preserve its color, to preserve its like that's you're talking about. Was it cell manipulation? It's like cell programming, and that we're like not even close to that level of technology yet.
Oh, we're getting there though.
Yeah, we are
pretty
getting
close,
there.
bro.
Getting there.
But in terms of making it like as of right now, as of like if we're talking about cell manipulation or like to complete like cell reprogramming, fine, okay, I'll give you that, because you could actually program your cells to make a certain whatever the fuck. But like as of late, like right now, it's all processes. Like there's a part of it that's real, and then they mix it with a bunch of shit and be like, yeah, here you go.
I mean, if we follow your argument on that, then I'd still argue that we could just put all the funds that we're giving to these companies and put that money into the research to enhance, it's cells and all that.
Yeah, it's also a very interesting topic where like like a lot of people has been donating for years and years of dollars.
And it's all the same people from Texas.
Yeah, and nothing really goes. Like cancer hasn't been fucking like So I'm like, what are you doing with the money though?
Yeah, I mean, research gets halted on purpose by lobbyists.
Well, yeah, because
they go buy themselves a yacht.
Yep.
Because the pharmaceutical industry is getting fucking bank out of this shit.
Big pharma is pretty evil.
So if you find the cure to cancer, be like, nah.
What do you? Yeah, I was about to say that. What do you guys think about that? They got the cure and they want to give it to people because they feel like they can make more money off chemo.
I suppose they could. It's not like the most impossible
scenario.
Conspiracy theory. I still consider it in the realm of conspiracy theories.
It'd be the biggest lie in human history. I can tell you that.
It'd be pretty.
They've kept like the cure hidden for like hundreds of years, for example.
Would you imagine one of the conspiracy theories like, it could actually breathe in space, and some guy tests it out and gets sucked in. Dumbass. What are you talking about, man? I don't believe that shit. Of course you could breathe in space.
That's called a one-way ticket. You're not coming back from that.
But that's a whole different podcast.
We could do a whole other podcast on that.
This is a conspiracy theorist next episode, man.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Tune in for the conspiracy theories next time.
But yeah, I think we can end it here now.
Yeah.
So if you enjoyed the debate on fucking what's artificial, leave a like and subscribe to the channel.
And try and in the comments look for names for my clone.
If I meet Clone Daryl, it'll be quite interesting because
you two are going to become best friends.
Yeah,
or arch enemies. It'd be crazy interesting. I actually want. I'm like imagining a scenario one day. I like walk down the park and then I feel like behind me, someone's watching, and I turn around.
It's you.
Hello, friend.
Hello.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Like, he says like I'm the other half that nobody told you about.
I don't know if I'd get along with my clone.
Remember you shot yourself? Yeah, I came out of that.
Oh shit.
That was my cell.
That was myself.
That was my beginning.
But yeah, so it's been your boy Daryl,
I'm Phil.
That was Mama Sarah. What's up?
and see you next Wednesday.
That was
Peace.
funny, man. Imagine,
Yeah.
imagine your clone came out of your feces. That's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Hey, bro.
I'm gonna
I'd
start
roast him.
searching for.
I'd roast him till he disintegrates.
See y'all.